Hey all, welcome to this section of the course. In this section, we'll be going over how to install Python, and then we'll verify that it's been installed correctly and your computer is able to recognize it. These instructions are for a Windows computer, but you can also follow similar instructions if you have a MacBook. I've also included a file with written instructions as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and go to python.org. Once I do that, I should go to the download section, which is located right here at the top bar. Once I hit the downloads button, I have the option to download Python for the operating system which my machine has. So if you have a Mac, you would go here. I have a Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and click here. This is going to take me to this page right here. Here, I want to download the latest stable release of Python. You don't want to download the pre-release because those are still being worked out and they might still have bugs in them. And if you have a Windows computer, you want to download the executable installer. So I'm just going to go ahead and click here. This should download a executable file, which I will click on now. Once that's done, a installation process should pop up. Now this part is fairly important. You want to add Python 3.8 or whatever version of Python you have to your path. This will help your machine recognize where Python is located. So I'm going to go ahead and check that box. Then I'm going to hit the install now button. So now it's going to go ahead and install Python. This process should not take very long. It should take about a minute or two. So we're going to go ahead and wait. And while it's doing this, I just want to say that installing Python is fairly easy, but it's also in the professional world, it's probably the hardest step into learning Python because people have technical difficulties. So I really hope this video really illustrates how to download Python and has the easy instruction guides on how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to finish. And once it's done, you should see something like this where it says setup was successful. You can go ahead and close this window. Now to verify that, hey, I have downloaded Python and my machine can recognize it, I'm going to go over to the command prompt. For those who are unfamiliar with command prompt, and in the MacBook it's the terminal, it's essentially a way for you to send instructions to your machine. So I'm going to type in Python here, and my machine is able to recognize and pick up that Python version that I just downloaded because I added this to my path during the installation process. And as you can see, now I can type in Python code here. So a simple Python code that I'm going to write is print hello world. And this will print hello world. So you can see how we would interact with this interface. I'm going to go ahead and quit out of this, so it's going to get out of Python. And then you can simply go ahead and close this command prompt as well. So just as a brief overview of what we discussed, we went over how to install Python on your computer. Then we went ahead and verified if the Python installation was correct and if your machine was able to recognize it. If you guys have any questions, please leave some comments please leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you.